Society sold you a financial script explicitly designed for your survival, not your freedom. You were taught to hide inside a massive corporation, save your spare change, and avoid failure at all costs. But the people who actually escaped the system are playing by a completely different set of rules. Today, we break down the 5 absolute laws of ultimate financial freedom. Master these, and you become permanently unfireable. Ignore them, and you will spend the next 40 years renting out your existence. Let's break this down. You know the exact feeling. The 2-year mark hits at your current company. The initial dopamine is gone. You update your resume. You change the company. You pivot to a brand new industry. You convince yourself this is massive growth. It is not. It is an illusion. Every new project resets your reputation back to absolute zero. You're optimizing the wrong variable. The first absolute rule of financial freedom is that all returns in life come strictly from compound interest. We are not just talking about your investment portfolio. We are talking about trust, specific knowledge, and your professional network. Let's break this down. When you constantly jump from game to game, you never stay long enough for the compound effect to actually take over. You spend all of your biological energy simply proving you belong at the starting line. You have to rebuild trust from nothing. You are constantly introducing yourself to strangers. You are essentially doing the hardest part of the work, over and over again, and leaving right before the massive payout. Here is the brutal math. The builders who actually capture massive wealth are not moving faster than you. They are simply staying in the game longer. They find a highly scalable vehicle, whether it is writing complex back-end architecture or building a digital media empire. They surround themselves with long-term people. And they lock the door. When you play long-term games with long-term people, daily friction completely disappears. You do not need endless compliance meetings. Trust replaces heavy legal contracts. Execution speed becomes absolutely exponential. Stop starting over. Pick a game, and let the math work for you. It is a regular Tuesday afternoon. You push a major update to the production server. Your new state machine architecture goes live. It flawlessly processes 1,000 specific product codes daily. Parts leave the warehouse, inventory syncs seamlessly, the deferred execution logic works perfectly. The company captures massive, scalable revenue. What is your reward? A standard bi-weekly direct deposit. Maybe a polite thumbs-up emoji in the team chat. But if that exact same code crashes the main database? You are quietly pulled into a 15-minute meeting with HR and terminated immediately to protect the corporate brand. You absorb all the hidden risk, but you are entirely locked out of the financial upside. This is the part nobody talks about. Society aggressively trains you to hide inside these massive corporate structures. It feels incredibly safe to operate under a giant, faceless logo. But the market only pays a premium to the individuals who put their actual name on the line. Now look carefully. Taking public accountability is terrifying. If you build a product under your own name and it fails, you fail publicly. The market sees it. The internet critics attack. But this exact vulnerability is the fundamental requirement for true wealth. When investors and the global market see that you are willing to completely absorb the extreme downside under your own identity, they finally trust you with the infinite upside. You transition from a highly skilled, yet entirely replaceable asset, into a sovereign builder. Stop hiding behind the corporate shield. You are sitting in a massive lecture hall. 500 other people are taking the exact same notes. Reading the exact same textbook. Preparing for the exact same standardized exam. You graduate. You get the exact same entry-level job. And you wonder why your salary is permanently capped. If society can train you from a standard manual, society can seamlessly replace you with an algorithm. Or simply a much cheaper graduate. Look at the standard corporate lawyer. They memorize the legal precedents. They bill strictly by the hour. But there is a line of 10,000 hungry competitors outside the door, ready to take their desk for a fraction of the cost. It is a brutal, exhausting race to the bottom. Now look at the anomaly. Imagine a builder who naturally combined a deep understanding of complex code, a genuine obsession with human psychology, and a unique eye for digital design. They did not learn this specific combination in a university. They built it through genuine, unstructured curiosity. Through weird, late-night obsessions. You cannot easily train a replacement for this individual. There is absolutely no syllabus for their specific intersection of skills. This is where most people get trapped. They exhaust their biological energy trying to be the absolute best in a highly crowded, standardized field. Let's break this down. Specific knowledge cannot be formally taught, but it can be relentlessly learned. When you find it, the daily execution feels entirely like play to you, but it looks like impossible, exhausting work to everyone else. When you aggressively operate at this unique intersection, you completely escape the corporate rat race. You stop competing with other people entirely. You become a monopoly of exactly one. It is 8 p.m. You are still at your desk. You are billing another hour. You are completely exhausted. Your work ethic is undeniable. But there is a brutal ceiling to your reality. If you get sick, the income stops. If you take a vacation, the income stops. If you go to sleep, the income stops. This is where most people get trapped. You are trading the absolute most scarce resource in the universe, your biological time, for a currency they print infinitely. The fourth absolute rule of financial freedom is the disconnect. Extreme leverage. Look at the sovereign builder. They spend those exact same 12 hours writing a complex algorithm. Or recording a highly valuable piece of media. Then, they close the laptop. They go to sleep. It is 3 in the morning. Their code is actively running on a global server. It is seamlessly processing thousands of transactions. Their video is being watched by 10,000 people simultaneously. Think about this. They have successfully built an invisible army of robots. An army that does not ask for overtime. An army that never sleeps. Let's break this down. Society glorifies the physical grind. But the modern economy explicitly rewards massive scale. You do not need an industrial factory. You do not need massive investor funding. Code and media are the ultimate permissionless leverage. You only need a basic internet connection and the cold discipline to build an asset that scales infinitely at zero marginal cost. If your net worth stops growing the exact second you close your eyes, you are fundamentally still playing the old game. Look at the senior executive. Making $200,000 a year. The leased Porsche is in the driveway. The designer watch is heavy on his wrist. He projects massive success to the outside world. But look closer. It is Monday morning. He is quietly having a panic attack in the corporate bathroom. His personal burn rate is so catastrophically high that if he loses his job today, he is completely bankrupt in 90 days. He possesses maximum societal status. He possesses absolutely zero personal freedom. You're optimizing the wrong variable. When you sacrifice your cognitive bandwidth to buy depreciating assets just to impress strangers, you are voluntarily chaining yourself to the desk. Status is a brutal, loud, zero-sum game. To win, you must constantly outspend everyone else. True wealth is completely invisible. The highest possible dividend money can ever pay you is the unquestionable control over your own morning schedule. Wealth is waking up on a Tuesday, ignoring the alarm clock, and deciding exactly what complex problem you want to solve today. Keep your overhead ruthlessly low. Ignore the noisy status games. Stop buying luxury symbols. Start buying your independence. You now possess the 5 absolute laws of financial freedom. But here is the danger. Millions of people will watch this. They will feel a temporary spike of artificial motivation. They will nod their heads. And tomorrow morning, they will voluntarily walk right back into their invisible corporate cages. They deeply confuse passive consumption with actual execution. Having the architectural blueprint does not mean you have built the machine. If you close this video and go right back to trading your hours for a capped salary, this was just cheap entertainment. It is time to execute. Look at your life. Which of these 5 laws are you currently breaking the most? Go to the comments right now. Write it down. And state the exact, calculated action you will take tomorrow morning to fix it. I read every single comment because this community is actively filtering for sovereign builders, not passive spectators. Hit the like button to force the algorithm to rescue other creators who are currently trapped in the wrong game. Subscribe to systematically build your leverage. This is your reality. Stop renting out your existence. Start building your empire today.